Everyone, welcome to another Random Talk Sunday. Apologize that this video is being uploaded late, but unfortunately I wanted to do everything Monday, but I was just way too tired on Monday to do everything. But I am up and ready in gear, so let's talk about Memorial Day for this Random Talk Sunday. Now, I know Memorial Day is already passed and everything, but there's still some people talking about it, and I thought it'd be interesting to kind of address my 2 cents on the holiday as far as holidays are concerned and kind of go over the history for you. So basically, Memorial Day, in case anybody from other countries is unaware or doesn't really technically have a Memorial Day, Memorial Day within the United States takes place every Sunday, or excuse me, every last Monday of May. So every last Monday of May is technically Memorial Day. And hence we have a Memorial Day weekend where usually most people are off and take a paid holiday, so to speak. Now, Memorial Day is intended to honor those who've served in our military and who have passed away. So it's honoring those in memory, so to speak. Hence the name Memorial Day. But it initially wasn't called that. It was actually called Decoration Day. And this was sort of the post-Civil War era when this sort of started to take place, at least what we would consider Memorial Day eventually today. Decoration Day started as a way to commemorate those who passed away. And people throughout the United States after the Civil War of the United States between North and South, they basically came and they sort of decorated. I think some decorated monuments, but they would also mainly and primarily decorate the graves of those who passed away. You know, they would get flowers. You know, they would just make the grave nice as a means to honor the person who passed away. And so that was called Decoration Day, which is it's just kind of bizarre, at least to me. Technically, the first I guess you could call Decoration Day was in Waterloo, New York, and you know, and I believe that was in the year 1866, um, and basically throughout the years, it eventually got turned, the name changed to Memorial Day, and it actually didn't become a federal holiday until the 1970s, I believe, 71. So it's a, it's funny how it's kind of like a new and up and coming holiday, but it's still been around for at least 200-ish or 100-ish years. So it's kind of all over the place as far as um, holiday is concerned, because on the one hand, it's about honoring those who've served and passed away, while at the same time being called a decoration day by putting decoration on graves. And then eventually it became a holiday of sort of where we kind of kick off the summer, because again, it's the last Monday of May. So usually we associate it with barbecue. Usually people have barbecues on this day. And sometimes they'll even have parades, and, you know, veterans and citizens alike come and, you know, commemorate and honor those who've passed away, and, you know, people of within, you know, government. I think in particular the president or vice president, they always do something for Memorial Day. But really, it's designed to be sort of a day of remembrance and reflection, but at the same time, usually I think people like the fact that they can just get an extra day off. But I think it's also very important to understand its history and sort of its relevance. And I think people still like to, you know, remember those who have passed on, you know, sort of serving the United States. And usually we don't think about it as often. So it's nice to see that there's a holiday that sort of commemorates that, um, because it's usually one that we don't see. Although there is Veterans Day, also. So it's kind of strange because we have Veterans Day, but I guess veterans is for those who are still alive because they're veterans. And then there's those for Memorial Day for those who've passed away. So um, we have a lot of, I guess you could say, patriotic holidays within the United States. But I think it only makes sense that we would have these kinds of tributes, because not only is it a significant uh, part of our country's culture, but it's also very essential to understanding the history um, and the you know the sort of patriotism that was a part and still is part of um, the whole ideals of America and so on. So it's one of those kinds of holidays where you're happy you get your extra day off, but it's also nice to just step back and think, just for just even a little bit, of those who've passed away in very unfortunate um, and dire circumstances. And that's just really the holiday in a nutshell. It's not really one of the main holidays that people go crazy for, but it's one that I think a lot of people appreciate, especially ones who have family members or people that they know who have maybe served within the military, um, or who are close to people who have passed on within the military. So it's one of those kinds of holidays, where uh, a certain group of people, in particular veterans, are sort of felt appreciated, and it's good to have those kinds of tributes, and it's nice that we have a sort of a holiday commemorated for it, I think. But yeah, I think that's really ultimately all I can say about Memorial Day. It's pretty straightforward as far as a holiday is concerned. I just find it so bizarre that it was called Decoration Day at one point. But that's just sort of the ways in which people celebrate it. I mean, we still sort of do decoration, I guess, on Memorial Day, but now it's more so of kind of people just getting together and and commemorating. Um, Not so much, I think, about decorating the graves, but at the same time, it still maintains its symbolism of remembrance, and I think it's definitely one worthy of having a day off. But I think that's really ultimately all I can say about this holiday and what I can discuss for this topic. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.